What's up, guys? It's Antoine Campbell, the REI Giver. What's up with y'all? What's up with it? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Put good in the comment if you can hear me. Put good in the comment if you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm using some new headphones, and I just want to make sure we good. Before we start this live, drop where you from, where you representing that. Let everybody know where you from, man. So, adding up, we adding it all up. Let everybody know where you from. You know, who's watching, what we got in the house, so we can kind of like bring some value. Start dropping them questions. You know, my boy Max, we always like the Q&A style. There's no presentation. What's up with it? My man upside down.
There we go. We good.
There we go. What's
Hold on,
up with you, bro?
I'm hearing you twice. Hold on. Why I'm hearing you twice? Hold on.
I'm not sure. We're adding back little technical difficulties, but you know, it is what it is. Brooklyn in the house. Everybody, man, represent where you from. Get your questions ready, man. This will be a content-driven Facebook Live. Do me a favor, guys. Like and share this so everyone else can be able to take advantage of the opportunity that we have Brother Max on air. And drop your questions, man. He's going to come and he's going to bring it all he got. He's going to give it all he got. So drop your questions. Like and share. Share it. Feel free to share. Share everywhere that's allowed to share. I'm guessing we can share Wholesaler Houses Elite today since we do have Maxwell on, and he is the founder of that group. So I don't see any reason why we couldn't share it there. Can you hear me better, bro?
Let me see. Facebook ain't got their stuff together.
Facebook never got their stuff together. We're going to work on that. Just do me a favor, share, guys. I promise you. My man said still waiting on that buyers on fires list trial and got you your buyers on fires list. One thing about success in real estate and business in its entirety, don't wait on no one. Go take massive action, do what you got to do to get to the next level. One thing about me, I don't wait on anybody. I do what I got to do to get to the next level. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome night tonight. I promise you, it's going to be let me try again. I think algorithm where they just don't like my boy Max. I don't know why they don't deal with Max.
Yo, I think we finally got this figured out.
There we go.
What's up,
What's up with it? What's up with it, baby?
Another day, man. The day's not done with. I'm actually still working out here.
Where you at, the farm?
I just left the farm. I'm actually at Home Depot right now.
Man, you ain't playing, huh? I'm gonna have to pull up on you soon.
Yeah, man. Can't stop, won't
stop. They gonna
stop.
see my 300-pound ass on a horse like this. Get up, get up. Yeah, so you know, this little nothing but nuggets little movement. I'm trying to, you know, keep pushing. So just like you do, man, we're gonna ask, you know, answer questions and drop nuggets, and maybe you can get some advice to somebody who's struggling. Like lately, I've been preaching, stop trying to throw money at the wall, guys, and go out and just take massive action. Stop trying to buy your way to your first deal. So maybe you can touch on that real quick so we can get some questions rolling in.
Yeah, man. You know, for me, you know, I tell people that a lot of people come to me that have money and say, yo, I want to get into this business. And the first thing I say is put that up and lock it away, man, because it's actually bad to come into this business with a lot of money, because there's so much white noise out there on what you should get, what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy.
Right.
All you need to succeed in this business to get started is just some hustle, right? So you need some instruction and you need some hustle. And you put those two together and you could just excel very quickly. And then you slowly start adding money, which is I consider like gas to the fire.
Right. So yeah, so just in case anybody don't know who this is, I doubt if they don't, but this is my man Maxwell, all the way from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Let everybody know who you are and, you know, your quick story, how you got started with real estate.
Yeah, man. So my name is Maxwell, and kind of like how I got started 3 years ago. So September 28th was my 3-year anniversary in this business. I got my first contract on that day in 2016. But, you know, I was dead broke, man. At 31 years old, I had to move back with my parents, my mom's house, and just, I hit rock bottom at that point, you know. And I needed to do something different, and I discovered wholesaling. I went hard on learning, really learning. No handouts. I went real hard on learning. And then boom, you know, 3 weeks later, I got my first contract.
Dang, that's crazy.
And then right after that, a week later, I got my second contract.
Wow.
And then I just been rolling ever since. And now I have a team. I got we got 12 employees now, and we're rocking and rolling, man. I love this business.
That's awesome, man. That's a beautiful story to listen to, because some people, man, they just think that if you don't take action as quick as you did, they might not see the same results. And like you said, it's just a hustle. After you got your first deal, you didn't get drunk on your first deal. You actually pursued and got the second deal in a week later. So can we kind of like touch on like working with a sense of urgency, and how important is that you not let your guards down and you keep on pushing it, even if you got a deal on the contract?
Yeah, I think for me, my sense of urgency came from being in the military. Like, you do everything with a sense of urgency, but that doesn't mean you have to be in the military to get that. I think you have to, you know, obviously getting your first contract is nerve-wracking. But I was just having this story with Francis the other day. You know, I had my first contract and I was acting like I knew exactly what I was doing, but the reality, I had no idea. It was just step after step. And that's kind of the action you have to take in this business. But there's so many good places you can get instruction in this business that you kind of don't have an excuse now. A lot has changed in 3 years, where you go out, follow somebody like yourself or myself, and get all the nuggets you need to succeed.
Right. So let's talk about like someone who just starting off that's new. What type of game plan would you give them right now, like in a 45-second response? Like maybe they just brand new, fresh off the boat, they haven't even done their first deal. What game plan could you give someone right now?
The first thing I would tell somebody to do is drive for dollars. And I always say that. Is because, one, you need to learn your market, understand what you're getting yourself into, understand the hot areas, and maybe start going to like investor meetups and stuff like that to just be around more investors. That's going to help you not get discouraged, so that you can be around people that you actually see doing this business, so you know it's possible. But you need to drive for dollars. It's free. I mean, other than you need gas. You can do it the old-fashioned way, where you download the Redfin app and do screenshots on Google Maps, or you can go out there and download Deal Machine and spend the $50 a month.
So once they drive for dollars, like what would be the next step that you would suggest that they should do? Once they get, say, when they got 20 properties and they screenshot the phone, what you suggest they should do next?
Yeah, so free methods, right? So if you don't have the money to send out the postcards, first of all, if you sign up for Deal Machine, you're going to get 30 days free and 40 postcards. So you need to go do that, right? And then if once you have those properties, what you need to do is make, first of all, the properties that you're finding, make sure that they're distressed. They're going to look physically distressed. They're going to have tall grass. They're going to have bushes, unkept yard. It could just be a very messy place. And then what you want to do on the free side is see if you can find out who owns it online. Use like free people search and stuff like that, and call around and let those postcards hit at the same time. And you want to do that over and over again. And if you can't find the person, phone call, text them. Just from your phone. Just from a second phone line that you got.
Right. That's awesome. So once they do that, and say for example they get somebody on the phone, like I know that you said just take action, but like what type of script should they kind of like come at it with? Should they come at it, hey, I'm just thinking about buying a house, or should it be a formal script, or what?
Yeah, I don't think you need a formal script. Some people read scripts just to get guideline. I think the big thing you have to do is, right, when you talk to a person, just remember it's just a person. All you want to say is, hey, look, my name is Max. I was driving in your neighborhood. I seen this house, and I just want to know if you're interested in selling it. You know, maybe looking at getting a cash offer for that thing. That's simple. Right. You're gonna get a yes, no, or leave me alone, hell no.
Right.
You know, so it's not going to be hard to talk to that person, and you really just got to remember it's just a person.
Right. So guys, start dropping your questions. I'm asking my questions as well, but start dropping your questions. That's the whole point of this. It's a Q&A. So drop your questions, and we're gonna try our best. I don't know if you can see the questions on your screen, Max, but we're gonna try our best to start.
I can't see them now.
Okay, so I start repeating some questions. Charles asks, I was told to have a letter in an envelope while driving for dollars, and when I see a property, just put it on the door since I'm already there.
Yeah, I mean that works too. But if the house is vacant, nobody's gonna see that letter. But obviously, yeah, if put a letter on there, it doesn't hurt. It's gonna cost you a few pennies to print something out, write up a letter. But don't get caught up and say, oh, I don't have the letter before I go driving for dollars. I don't have the letter. What should I do? I don't want to hear that excuse.
Right. Right. Devin asks, what's your daily routine consist of?
I'm a little bit different now. I've been in this business for 3 years. I have employees. I have a COO, which is my brother. I have lead salespeople. So be honest, I don't go every day to my office. My life is a little bit different now. I don't even visit every property that we wholesale, we flip, we rehab. But I still underwrite every single deal myself. But I can do that from the software I have. You and I are partners on PropStream. So I can do that from my phone and underwrite it, and I still sign every contract and check in my company.
Right. That's something we talked about when I last seen you. Was like, yeah, whatever you do, don't give up your ability to sign your own checks. And I said, hell no. So I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. Let me go back to another question. Someone, George asks, for virtual deal, do you post ads for someone to put a lockbox on and show the property, or do you get a local realtor in your area?
So I haven't done much virtual deals. I think that's a question probably for you.
Yeah, so I answered that question for you. So our virtual deals, he said, do you post ads for someone to put a lockbox and show the property? No, we don't typically put lockboxes on the property. What we do is we find a booth on the ground, and we just have them meet us over there. And typically the homeowner usually still has the keys, and we don't want to get into the lockbox thing because just in case somebody break in the house and damage it, and we don't want to be liable for that. So you can find someone by just finding someone genuine in your market to kind of like do it. You pay them $100, $50 or $100, and they go and make sure that the buyer sees the property and keep it pushing like that. Don't make it harder than what it needs to be. You don't want to let everybody know what you're trying to do, because there's so many people out here that's going to try to snake you and take a deal from you, because some people's minds, it's not that many deals out here. So you definitely want to keep a real tight operation as far as like allowing people into the operation, helping you out.
Exactly.
So, someone keep asking this question about PPC, but I'm gonna get to that question. But someone said, if you're new, would you suggest working with pre-foreclosures and foreclosures?
Sure, but here's the thing. If you're going to start working with those, you need to get engulfed in it. You need to actually become an expert in pre-foreclosures and the foreclosure process in your state, whether you're a judicial or non-judicial state. Just don't say, hey, look, I'm going to start working with foreclosures. You need to understand foreclosures 100% and how they work in your state.
Right. Somebody asked, what percentage of your deals are creative deals?
I would say probably 40% now.
Cool. Yeah, we don't really do much creative deals. It's like simple, straight to the point. Either it's a fix or flip, or it's a buy and hold to wholesale to another investor.
Yeah.
Someone asked, do you recommend? And the question's rolling now. Do you recommend cold calling probate leads or postcards?
We call them. We do. Like I discussed, my leads go through a conveyor belt system, and sending letters is the last thing in our conveyor belt. We do RVM, we do text message, we do cold call, and then when they finally do, we get them on mail if we haven't got a hold of them on any of the other ones.
Awesome. Someone said, Tia, I need help with marketing. Best place to promote my deals. I have some locked up on the contract, but marketing on Facebook is not working.
Well, you need to go find your buyers. I mean, I made a YouTube video where you can tell you exactly how to find your buyers. Very cheap.
Right. And then another thing for me, we use Cashbuyers data feed. So it's a database that we use to go and find the buyers that bought similar properties that we're trying to move at the same price point. So you can go in there, you can put the same type of credentials, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. The buyer paid maybe $80K for. You can use that, and they show you all the cash buyers who bought with that same type of credentials. It's $250 for the year. I must admit the phone numbers in there suck ass, but that's where you have other places to skip trace them at. So definitely look into Cashbuyers data feed, and once you get them on the phone, just let them know, hey, I seen you bought a few properties that match the description of the property I currently have for sale. Are you interested in taking this property off my hand to either fix it or add it to your portfolio? Send them the details with the pictures. If they're ready to move forward, just let them know, hey, in order to secure this, send your EMD right over to my title attorney.
Yep.
Someone asked, should you just ask a buyer to provide proof of funds if you don't have it? I'm not sure what that means. I shouldn't even ask that question, but sorry about that. Nate, listen, if you're doing these deals, the easiest thing to do is to get with a hard money lender and get a proof of funds letter. And your intent is to close the property. And then let the sellers know, hey, sometimes I don't buy every property I see. And sometimes my investor friends, they love to buy me out. So you may see something on a HUD statement that shows my buyout fee, but that has nothing to do with the price we agree to. And that's the pitch I always tell them, and we usually don't have any problems from there. So
it's called setting the expectation with the seller, with the buyer. You need to be doing that in any business you have. You set the expectation with your customers or your client so you can run your operation the way you want to run it.
Exactly. I agree. Someone asked, where do I find contract to assign? Is there a template? Hey guys, if you're a part of Wholesale House Elite, there's a file section. Sorry about all these questions, Mike. I'm gonna type my questions up. There's a file section where there's a plethora of different types of contract templates. Take which one that works for you and look at it. If you want to consult with attorney and take it and run with it. But majority of the things, contracts, assignment fees, all these type of forms that you would need are typically in the file section and Wholesale Houses Elite.
Yeah.
Max do buy and holds. I don't think he want to talk about how many units he actually holds. That's actually like some stuff that people don't want to talk about, just because people want to protect their asset and it's asset protection, and nobody don't want to know what people's really worth. So he do actually doing buy and holds. I'm not sure if he will answer that question, but I know for sure he do buy and holds. I actually spend the night in one of his rental properties.
Yeah, we're doing some apartments as well right now too.
And I'm gonna talk to you about that offline, bro. I got some ideas for us. As far as lead generation.
Let's do it.
Okay. Victoria asks, Max, how do you find the actual property address for a route number property? I'm not sure what that means. A route number property.
Every property has a PIN, and find the PIN, and you can reverse look it up on your county's website or with the parcel IDs. County tax records will have the exact address.
The APN number, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, Someone asked this is a good question. Shane asks Max, what's your game plan for 2020? Marketing channels, team structure, portfolio build plans.
Yeah, I'm doing something different in 2020. I'll make that announcement pretty soon, but I just got an office, 7,000 square feet. Um, it'll hold 75,000, I'm sorry, 75 to 100 salespeople. So I'll talk about that later at a later date, but we're going to do a lot more acquisitions. So we'll see what happens. We'll make that announcement soon.
Cool, cool. Do you Danielle said, do you recommend being present at closing?
You don't have to be. I did some today. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I don't go to all my closings either. So I
No,
think
you
it's a
don't have
preference.
to. Once you find a good title company or attorney, you can. In the beginning, I went to every single one.
Well, for Instagram,
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was necessary to be there, and then the attorney's like, you don't have to be here. We'll just send you a
right?
wire.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, okay.
Someone asked, what systems do you use, like CRMs?
I'm currently on Investor Fuse for CRM.
Cool. Um, Someone asked again, what's next for you, Max? Commercial development?
No, I won't. I don't think I'll go into that.
Here's a good question. What do you do with the leads that you want, that they want retail for?
We have an in-house realtor, so we list them.
That's cool.
Francis is
That's awesome.
a realtor, so we just list them.
I'm trying. Somebody ask that question again. Someone asked, I found New York City to be very different and difficult in comparison to the rest of the country. Drive for dollars, prop stream is it's my everyday tool. Any better, more accurate advice? What's your best advice for New York City?
People do it. I mean, there's 5 boroughs, so you need to pick a borough that works. I know the Bronx is growing. Um, it's going to be harder in Manhattan and places, but you got to understand you're dealing with bigger numbers and people play in that realm of those bigger numbers up there. So you just got to know your market.
Yeah, to add on to that, when I was in Brooklyn, man, Brooklyn seemed like the place to be for real estate development. There's so much going on up there that it kind of blew me away a
Hmm.
little bit. It's a lot going on up there. So definitely focusing on
Exactly.
Brooklyn. And guys, if you're looking at bigger states like this, understanding zoning ordinance, understanding what's approved, what's not approved, and maybe you can get a seller retail for something or what they're asking, knowing that hey, this site can be built a 50-story skyscraper and get it on a contract and find who's actually buying properties like that. I know a lot of people in DC
Hmm.
who's made two, three, four, $500,000 in assignment fees just using that strategy by understanding the zoning ordinance and offering an old lady full cash retail for their property, knowing that hey, this can be converted into a 6-unit condo conversion. So understand that and study
It's a
that, guys.
mis. I call it misuse of current zoning,
Right, right.
which means a house can have a duplex on it, but it's zoned for a fourplex.
Right. Let me see. So someone asked, how did you come across the farm? Do you intend on keeping it?
Yeah, I got horses in there now. Some
You
goats.
got some goats. I've been talking about goats
Yeah, they're
for a
gonna
minute.
go.
You gonna sell a goat for goat meat?
We actually got the goats as companions with the horses, but I don't know how good that's gonna work
Uh,
out. They might end up back at the sale barn.
uh, yeah, I thought about getting goats because I heard goat meat very expensive. So, get some goats and raise them and sell them.
Yeah, my grandpa used to do that down in Florida.
For real?
Yeah, goat meat down in Kissimmee, Florida.
Right outside of Orlando. I know Kissimmee yet.
Yep.
Someone got a question about VAs. If your VAs are gathering most of the data from the lead, what does your call sound like as an acquisition manager? Straight to the offer or build rapport first before offer?
You're always building rapport because your lead manager is just gathering information so that you can have a better call. You're the one that, in that setup, you're the one that is the closer, or your acquisitions managers is a closer, and they need to be closing deals.
Right. And what do you say as far as your company? I'm just adding on to it. What do you say is a standard expectation as far as how many hot leads you giving them to how many actual contracts was accepted as far as offers they made?
I haven't looked at that KPI in a while. We used to do a lot of appointments, and we were like almost 50% for appointments.
Awesome. Awesome. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Um, Someone asked, how can I skip trace the owner if the mailing address is a PO box, or even skip trace the LLC?
So you can still skip trace our owner, because what happens is more than likely they've put that PO box on a lot of things. So if you understand skip tracing, they'll still should be able to find that person. And if you want to skip trace an LLC, which is not possible, what you have to do is do reverse logistics. Each state has their own Secretary of State where all businesses are registered, and they have to fill out a form to register that business. Just go back to the same website and look up that business and see who formed it.
Right.
Just legwork.
Right. How do you know when to keep a VA as an employee or when to fire them?
When they're doing their job or when they're not.
Yeah. Also,
But don't fire them. Don't fire them for your lack of instruction either.
right. Right. And that's the number one thing I tell people. Like, don't take your frustrations out on your employees. It's not their fault that you don't know exactly what you're doing 100%. Take the time to understand your processes and your systems so you can give them the tools and the resources they need to be successful. A lot of people that I talk to since we do this VA stuff, setting their VAs up for failure because they haven't even taken the time to understand the whole entire wholesaling process. There's some clients that I will have and work with that don't even understand how the disposition of deal or how the acquisition call work, and now they get mad at them because yes, the VA provide them a hot lead, but they can't close them. It's not their fault that you're not a closer. So definitely work on your strengths and sharpen up your tools before you start pointing a finger at the VAs.
Absolutely.
Do you got any feedback on mindset? Like, what somebody like been banging at this 9 months, and they haven't hit their first deal yet? What could you get them to kind of encourage them to keep pushing?
Yeah, I would define what banging is, right? Because
Right.
a lot of people I see, they be like, "Yeah, I've been doing this for 9 months." Have you? Like, what have you really been doing for 9 months? Have you been giving this your all, or have you been dibbling and dabbing? Have you been watching videos and that's been quenching your thirst on this? Or have you been going out and taking actual action on the simple things that people like Antoine and myself tell people to go do every day?
Right.
It's a big difference.
Right. So yeah, I agree to add to that, guys. You should be definitely being consistent. You definitely need to be consistent. You need to be more consistent at being consistent. Some people think that, hey, I work maybe 3 hours out the week and the world owes me a deal. And it doesn't work that way, guys. You got to put in the blood, sweat, and tears. You got to put in the work in order to see the results you would like to see. Stop trying to be fake busy and doing things to make you look like you actually doing it. I see so many people out here, yeah, I'm driving for dollars today just for Facebook. But are you truly actually driving
just to take a picture?
Yeah. Are you truly actually driving for dollars to be consistent enough so you can get somebody on the phone that be maybe interested in selling? Because what happens is you cheating yourself, and eventually time will tell who's real and who's not.
Time always tells.
Exactly. So what's your game plan to finish out the fourth quarter? Like everybody, I keep seeing everybody on my Facebook, yeah, fourth quarter here. Now what's the game plan from a guy who's been in this business 3 years, who made multi-million dollars and signing deals, how to finish out the fourth quarter in your third year into this business?
That's a good question. The fourth quarter actually starts in the third quarter. What I mean by that is your marketing carries over into the fourth quarter. You don't wake up in this fourth quarter and you go hard. Now you have to be going hard for this whole time because you get to reap what you sow in the third, from the third quarter into the fourth. And it's been like that every year I've been in this business. The last 3 months has always been the most successful months in the business.
Right. So it's safe to say that this business doesn't actually slow down in the wintertime. It actually picks up if you've been doing the right things before the fourth quarter.
100%. Yeah, it definitely speeds up. And because and my theory is that a lot of people want to get holiday money, and also investors have to spend money before the end of the year to get money off their books.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling a friend of mine early on Facebook. She was like, you gonna be buying again? I said, I'm gonna start back buying November, December, because I know a lot of realtors gonna let things slide because they're looking for their commission check for the holidays to put food on the table and gifts under the tree. So I'm gonna get a little extra aggressive with my buying because I'm definitely trying to build a portfolio now since I've been talking to Papa Tony.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. So hold on. What's your take on networking with someone? Maybe someone's new to the business. They got a couple of deals. I know that you're big on masterminding once you're able to afford it. The first few videos I ever watched of you was hanging with Sean Terry at one of his events, probably 3 years ago. What's your take on investing into your future and as well as networking?
Yeah, first of all, networking is important no matter what you're doing in life. It is, whether you're in business or you're an employee or whatever it is always important to network with people. That is what we are. We're community creatures by nature. So you need to be doing that regardless whatever you're doing. But in this business, it's extremely important because the same people you're sending letters to, calling, texting, emailing, they're the same people you walk past every single day in the streets.
Right.
All right, so you might as well talk about what you're doing, and then networking with investors and other cash buyers or whatever it is you want to do. It's just so easy. Once you, and then you get inside that small network.
Right. So what do you find like like most people they always ask what's the best list to kind of start off with? Like say for example I'm trying to cold call someone. What would be the best list to kind of start off with if you just starting a cold call? You want a cold call at a high value?
I think people just starting this business really shouldn't get into just straight cold calling as their only lead source, because a lot of people are comfortable just sitting at home doing that, and I don't think that's real smart.
Right.
I think you need to be driving your market and maybe calling those leads that you actually physically looked at. I think that's very important.
Right.
But if I had to decide a list, I would just harp on vacant or absentee owners.
Right. And someone asked, what type of dollar are your agents using to make your cold calls?
I think it's Zendial. We've actually been testing a dollar that we created for about 90 days now. So
when you gonna let me test?
You gotta talk to Justin on that, man. He's the mastermind.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, he's very, very busy.
He's a busy man. That's my dog though. But I ain't gonna hold you too long. I know you're busy. Let's kind of wrap it up in about 5 more minutes, if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
How can
I'm actually at Home Depot, man. The grind never stops. For me, the barn is a passion project. So I'll be working at the barn until about midnight.
So let's talk about your why. Like, when I was down there hanging with you last month, you say, hey man, I bought this farm because this is something I want to do during my spare time. How important is it to grind hard enough so you can have extra funds to buy something, a non-performing asset like a farm? That I'm pretty sure that's a fuck ton of money you spending on horses and vaccinating them and vet bees and like how important is it to kind of create your why so you can be able to afford whatever you want?
I don't have kids and I'm not married, so my why is different from a lot of people that have those things. I have nieces and nephews. I bought my niece and nephew a horse so that they can ride and learn how to ride and do different things.
Oh, nice.
But I think that's why we all grind. We all grind because we want to do the things that we want to do when we want to do them. I think that's the ultimate satisfaction, right? So whether you just want to sit at home and knit all day, or you want to travel the world, those are your whys.
Right.
So for me, I just always had the hunger of always grinding since I was younger.
Right. Yeah, that horse farm definitely a good look. Like I told my wife LaShawn, I want a regular farm. I want to be able to raise like 200 chickens, like free range, no antibiotics, and just when it's time to slaughter them, just give them out to all my friends who don't want to eat some type of meat that they know is poison. So that's just one of my goals that I want to do.
Yeah.
Be able to have that farm and pay someone to run it for me while I do the things I like to do during the daytime.
Exactly, and that's what money and that's what your grind and your hustle allows you to do. It allows you to do whatever you want.
So let's talk about We Live, man. Like you've been kind of like quiet about We Live. I haven't been retargeting not one Facebook ad for We Live. What's going on with We Live? Is it happening? Or are you chilling?
Yeah. So we don't do Facebook ads and we don't do any price drops on tickets.
Okay.
We sold a lot of tickets on the day we announced them. We Live is a high demand event. Right. It's a very high quality. This will be the third time running. It's a family reunion. People know we go there. We have fun. This time it's in Atlanta, so it's going to be crazier. I'll have special guests speaking. And it's just going to be fun, man. We just like to have fun.
So what could we expect this year? Is it going to be the same lineup? Is it going to be the same concept? Or are you going different? Like, give us just a little tease, man. Like, you ain't got to tell us anything, but just tell us what to expect, come February.
Yeah, it'll be a different lineup. We're going to do more breakout rooms. We're going to have rooms where you can particularly go to work on something that you're lacking. So if you want to go into a cold calling room, right? If you want to go to a virtual room, if you want to go into any type of room, you can go into that room with a couple other 100 people. Well, not a virtual, but a virtual wholesaling room. Go in that room and be able to learn on a one-on-one basis. Well, it'll be smaller.
Right.
It'll be maybe 1 to 150, 1 to 200 people.
That's gonna be dope, man. When is it again?
We having wait. So we having a bomb party on Saturday night.
We live. Me and my wife. We live.
Yeah, we having a bomb party on Saturday night. It's a VIP networking event. That's gonna be fun. It's open bar. We always do that. And I'm gonna invite some of the big players in Atlanta and a bunch of wholesalers. We're only doing 600 people this time. So last time we did 1,200. I'm never gonna do that again.
So let's talk
600
about
people.
Let's talk about you trying to break the record for the biggest event. What was the reason that you wanted to go 1,200 and then you scaled back down to 600?
Well, I just want to prove to myself I can do it. Sometimes you always test yourself, and it was like, hey, look, can I put 1,200 people in a room and can it have fun? Can an event be organized to be good and have fun? And everybody knows I lost $250,000 in that event. I wouldn't say I lost. I invested $250,000 into that event, but it was fun. Everybody was there. They had fun. It was just so much. You know what I mean? We just have fun, and we're going to do it again this year. And I don't do it to make a profit. To be honest, I make a lot of money elsewhere. This is just fun for me. It's like a family reunion.
Right. I mean, to me, I can't miss a We Live. I don't care how big I become or how far I go in my career. Like, We Live, one of them places where it started me off with networking and getting around the right people and knowing who was who. And it changed my life. It changed my career. It was put me in a position where I'm able to be friends with Christina, be friends with you, know everyone. And like, if you haven't came to a We Live event, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is not a pitch. Like I said, my man don't even advertise. I haven't seen me being retargeted. And if you want to come to an event that's really going to change your life, the networking alone is worth the price of admission. Just because so many people from around the country.
And here's the thing. We're not going to come to this event. You're not going to say, oh, we're going to learn how to wholesale from A to Z. We already do that. We give that away for free online. You are going to learn some tips, some tricks, things that's going to make you separate from anybody else. But more importantly, you're going to connect with 599 other wholesalers from across the country that actually do this business. And we're gonna be serious for a day and a half, and then we're gonna network and drink and eat good food.
Cause we're gonna be in the A, baby.
And then there we go. You already know.
It's gonna be lit, man. I can't wait, man. But
Absolutely.
What could you leave somebody with right now? Like, I know you gotta go. Like, let's leave somebody with some words of wisdom. Maybe it's the fourth quarter. They're thinking about quitting. Most real estate investors I've seen thus far, only been doing it for 3 years, 2-3 years, right? They usually quit at the end of the year because they got, it's either real estate subscriptions or their kids' Christmas. What advice could you give somebody to hold on for dear life because they deal it right around the corner?
It took me 10 failed businesses and 10 plus years to get to this position where I am now. And you can quit now and start something else again later, but there's an old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Right. The second best time is right now. If you give up on yourself and give up on this, you're gonna have to go do something else anyways. So you might as well give it your grind. You're looking at a 34-year-old dyslexic, first-generation American that's a multimillionaire in 3 years because I put my head down and I grind. And you can do the same thing.
Man, that's perfect, man. I ain't gonna take up no more of your time, man. I know you charge people like $20,000 for consultation calls, so I appreciate you. If you ain't already following Maxwell, tell them everybody what's your Instagram and your Snapchat and all that shit. I ain't good with Instagram, but tell everybody.
Yeah, man, just go on Instagram, type in Max Maxwell, or go on YouTube, type on Max Maxwell. Subscribe to my YouTube, man. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
50 already. You just hit 100,000 2 months ago. What the hell you already doing?
Yeah, I need 200,000. That's my personal goal. If everybody follow me, that'd be good. And man, I can't wait to see everybody in Atlanta. And I'll be seeing you probably close to the end of the month.
Yeah, I'll be there at the end of the month. Tell Denise to text me the date y'all want me to pull up. And also, I got some liquor for y'all. She said something about y'all ain't got this Pacific Ciroc. So I'm gonna overnight that shit tomorrow to y'all. Sometimes
make it happen, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, don't drink all my peach crown roll either.
We'll figure it out.
I got something down there. All right.
I got a box waiting for you. Don't worry about it.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. Y'all go follow my boy.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all be good.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the live.
Tell your wife I say what's up, man. Y'all be good. For sure.
I sure will. All right.